Good morning, students. Today I am going to start a new chapter from your class 10 biology syllabus, the chapter 7. The name of the chapter is Control and Coordination. This chapter is quite important chapter and interesting chapter from your class 10 biology syllabus, and I hope already you have gone through all the previous videos from the chapter 6. So let's start the today's class. Today I am going to teach the first portion of the chapter Control and Coordination. So this is our first slide. So from this chapter we'll get to know the first thing, what is the definition of control and what is the definition of coordination. So what is the meaning of control and coordination? So before starting the today's class, you must know one thing, that the body of higher animals, so different kinds of the higher animals are there in our environment. So the body of higher animals like the man is formed of a number of different kinds of organ system, and already you have studied all the organ system in your chapter 6 portion, like the digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, and each and every system has their own specific function. Each and every system has their own specialized function, such as the nutrition, respiration, transport of materials, excretion, etc. So each and every system in our body or in the plant's body, because we all know that in the environment only two living organisms are there, the plants and the animals. So each system is actually formed of different organs. So through the organ, one organ system is formed. So like the circulatory system, this circulatory system actually comprised of the heart, arteries, capillaries, veins, like the respiratory system. So several organs are working together for one system, like the respiratory system, like the lungs, trachea, pharynx, nasal passage, nose, all those things. Okay, so each of which is actually specialized for the specific function. So here the first thing is the first point is the control and the coordination. The first point is the control and coordination. So what is the meaning of the control and coordination? It's actually the working together of various integrated body systems in response to changes in the surroundings for the maintenance of bodily function. So this is very important line, that it's actually working together of various integrated body system in response to changes in the surroundings for the maintenance of the bodily function is known as the control and coordination. So this is very important thing. So what is the meaning of the coordination? The meaning of the coordination is actually the working together of the various organisms. So there are in our body, there are different organs are there. We all know that, and each and every organ comprise together, consist together and perform a definite function, and in this way one organ system is formed, like the respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system. So what is the meaning of coordination? So each and every organ has their specific function. Each and every organ actually maintain all the body functions. So this is the actually the working together of the various organs in a systematic manner. Like the lungs has specific function, pharynx has specific functions, nasal passage has specific functions. Okay, in the digestive system also pancreas has definite function, the stomach has definite function, the large intestine and small intestine has their own specific function. So all the organs actually performed all their activity in a systematic manner, in a specific manner, so as to produce a proper reaction to the function, proper reaction to the stimulus. So what is the meaning of that control and coordination? I am repeating again because this is very important for your 1 mark question. This is very important for your 1 mark question, that actually what is the meaning of control and coordination? It's actually the working together of various integrated body system in response to changes in the surroundings for the maintenance of bodily function is known as the control and coordination. And this control and coordination actually performed by the nervous system and endocrine system. So there are two systems are there which actually provide the control and coordination in the animals and the plant's body also. So plant's body has also the endocrine system, the hormone system. So I think this nervous system term is quite familiar to all of you, and this endocrine system term is quite new to all of you. So what is the meaning of endocrine system? This endocrine system is the hormone system. Actually there are several organs are there which perform a definite function, and what is their function? To control and coordinate all the body function. So this system actually provides the control, provide the coordination, all the bodily function in the organism's body. Okay, by secreting the hormone, okay. So here this is not possible to write the hormone name, so we will discuss later from this chapter the hormone system. Okay, so this is the basic thing. Next thing is the stimuli. So next slide actually contains the stimuli. So what is the meaning of stimuli? So there is two new terms are there, stimuli and the coordination. There are two new terms are there, that the stimuli and the coordination. So what is the meaning of the stimuli? That the changes in the environment to which the living organisms respond are called the stimuli. So what is the meaning of that? So actually stimuli means the sensation. Stimuli means the urge to do something, urge to do any activity. That's called the stimuli. Okay, so I am repeating again, what is the meaning of the stimuli or what is the meaning of the stimulus? That this is actually the change in the external or internal environment. External environment means the, like I am feeling cold, I am feeling hot, all those things are the external, and I am feeling hungry. So this hunger is the internal change in our body. So stimulus actually the change in the external or internal environment of an organism which initiates the response in the organism. I am repeating again, what is the meaning of the stimuli or what is the meaning of stimulus? That I have written the definition of the stimuli, the changes in the environment to which the living organisms respond. So any kinds of living organism, and this is one defining characteristics of the living organism. Why? Because the abiotic substance or non-living substance cannot respond to their environment. Like one chair, one table, one blackboard, all those things cannot response to their external or internal environment. So this is one of the most important defining character of the living organism, that the changes that these living organisms can respond to the external or internal environment to their actually the necessity. That what is the meaning of the stimulus? That is actually the change in the external or internal environment of an organism which initiates the response to an organism. So example, what is the different kinds of the example? Like the heat, like the cold, like the sound, like the smell, like the taste, touch, pressure, gravity, water, all those are the different kind of the stimuli present in our body, or actually all the living organism can sense all those types of stimuli to in their external and the internal environment in the body. Okay, so living organisms respond to stimuli in the form of the body movements. So this is very important line for your exam, that the living organisms respond to stimuli in the form of the body movements. Okay, so how I will understand or how the living organism responds all those stimuli? By their body movement, by walking, okay, by doing any activity. So by their body movement they can respond to the stimuli. So normally the all living organisms, actually the all living organisms show the sensitivity show some kinds of the changes, some kinds of the sensation to changes in the environment. So normally there are two types of stimuli present in our body, the external stimuli and the internal stimuli. So now what is the meaning of the external stimuli? External stimuli means that this is actually present due to the environmental factors like the heat, like the cold, like the light. Already I have discussed all those things. And in the internal stimuli means that it occurs within the organism's body, like the I am feeling hungry. So this hunger is the sensation in our internal environment, like the thirst, like I am thirsty. So this is actually the internal environmental stimuli. Okay, and all those stimuli, actually all the living organisms respond to all the stimuli in the form of their body movements. Next thing is the coordination. What is the basic meaning of the coordination? So for a proper response to a stimuli, many organs in the body should work together, like the in the digestive system also. So the what is the basic response? To digest the food, to provide the nutrition in our body. So this is one kind of the response. So for doing this activity we need a different kinds of organs, and all the organs should perform in a coordinate manner. So for a proper response to a stimulus, many organs in the body should work together. So this is very important line for your exam, that body should work together. Okay, these working together of various organs in the organism's body to produce a proper response to a stimulus is called the coordination. I am repeating again, what is the meaning of the coordination? That for a proper response to a stimulus, that many organs in the body should work together. So these working together of various organs in an organism to produce a proper response to a stimulus, that's called the coordination. And this coordination, this activity actually performed by this nervous system and the endocrine system. So like the digestive system, what is the basic function of the digestive system? That to digest the food, to provide the nutrition. So this is the basic function of the nervous and endocrine system, that they actually provide the control and coordination all the body function. So this is the basic things of the nervous system and the endocrine system. So in the plant's body also, they do not have any specific nervous system, but they have their special endocrine systems are also there. So in the plants, that the control and coordination is done by chemical substance called the plant hormones or the phytohormones. So the hormones present in the plant's body, that's called the phytohormone. Actually all those movements, so different kinds of the movements, different kinds of the body movement increase when the chances of survival of the organism. So if I cannot do anything, so I cannot survive properly in the environment. Suppose I am feeling hungry. So first thing what I should do, that first I have to go to my kitchen to make some food, or I have to go to market to buy some food for eating. Okay, so if we don't eat, then we cannot do anything, so we cannot survive properly. So that's why all the movement, all the body function, all the bodily movement actually increases the chance of survival of the organism. So each kind of stimulus, so each and every, like the external stimulus and the internal stimulus, actually initiates an appropriate movement in a coordinate movement. So the movement types depends upon the type of stimulus that triggers in. Okay, so all those movements, so what type of movements I am asking, I am saying, I am discussing. So all those movements are carefully controlled. Okay, so these coordination, this controlation actually performed by the nervous system and the endocrine system. Next thing is the coordination in animals. So like the plant's body, the animal's body, all the functions are controlled and coordinated by the nervous system and the endocrine system. Okay, so here in our body, in the human body, the nervous system actually consists of the brain, spinal cord and different kinds of the nerves. So I think all of you know that all those terms are quite familiar to all of you, that all the nervous systems consist of the brain, spinal cord and the nerves. So next thing is the receptors. So what is the meaning of the receptors? That these are the different kinds of the sense organ actually which receive the stimuli and pass the message to the brain or spinal cord through the sensory nerves. Okay, I am repeating again. So here the new term is there, the receptor. So what is the meaning of the receptor? Normally receptor means who can receive. That's called the receptor. Okay, so what is the meaning of the receptor? That these are the different kinds of the sense organ which receive the stimuli and pass the message to the brain and spinal cord through the sensory nerves. So this brain and spinal cord actually the main center of processing any kinds of activity. I think all of you know that this in our body, the brain and spinal cord actually control and coordinate all our function. Okay, so this brain and spinal cord is actually the main head office, main box, main center for processing any kinds of activity. So there are normally in our body 5 sense organs are there. In our body total 5 sense organs are there, like the eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. So in our body there are total 5 sense organs present in our body, like the first one is the eyes, second ears, third nose, fourth tongue and fifth is skin. Okay, so each and every sense organ has their own receptor system, and through this receptor all the message actually captured and all the message transferred to the brain and spinal cord through some nerves. Okay, I am discussing later about the nerves. The first thing is the receptor. So there are total 5 sense organ. It means we have total 5 receptors are there because each and every sense organ has their own receptor. So this is the list of the receptor. This is the list of the receptor. The first one is the photoreceptor. The first one is the photoreceptor in the eyes to detect the light. I am repeating again. In the eyes we have a special receptor, that photoreceptor. What is the function of the photoreceptor? To detect the light. Okay. Second one is the phonoreceptor. This phonoreceptor actually present in the ears to detect the sound. Okay. Third one is the olfactory receptor. This olfactory receptor actually present in the nose to detect the smell. Next one is the gustatory receptor actually present in the tongue to detect the taste. And the last one is the tangoreceptor present in the skin to detect the touch. Okay, so there are total 5 receptors are there in the 5 sensory organs, and each and every receptor has their own specific function. Okay, next one is the effector. What is the meaning of the effector? That these are the muscles and the glands which respond to the information from the brain and spinal cord through the motor nerves. I am repeating again. What is the meaning of the effectors? That these are the muscles and glands which actually respond to the information from the brain and spinal cord through the motor nerves. So in our body there are 2 types of nerves are there, the motor nerves and the sensory nerves. I am repeating again, in our body there are 2 types of nerves are there, that the motor nerves and the sensory nerves. So what is the basic function of the sensory nerves? That sensory nerves actually passes the message from the receptor to the brain and spinal cord. And what is the basic function of the motor nerves? That these motor nerves actually passes the message from the brain and spinal cord to the effector. So this all those nerves actually interconnected to each other, interrelated with each other. So next thing is the sensory nerves. So what is the basic function? What is the basic meaning of the sensory nerves? That these are nerves which carry information from the receptor to the brain and spinal cord. So these sensory nerves are nerves which carry information from the receptor to the brain and spinal cord. So receptor means the sense organs. Okay, and so what is the meaning of the sensory nerves? What is the basic function of the sensory nerves? So these actually carry information, these actually pass the information from the sensory organ, it means the receptor, to the brain and spinal cord. And what is the basic function of the motor nerves? That these are actually nerves which carry information from the brain and spinal cord to the effector. Effector means the different kinds of the muscles and glands. So this is the basic function of the motor nerves. So these sensory nerves and motor nerves is very important for your exam. So please go through this slide properly. Next thing is the components of the nervous system. The next topic is the components of the nervous system, because this is very important for your exam. These components of nervous system is very important for your exam. Next thing is the one question is there actually. Do you know which organ make up the nervous system? So like the digestive system, different kinds of the organs are there. Like the respiratory system, different kinds of the organs are there. So in the nervous system also different organs will be there. Okay, it actually must be there. So this nervous system is made up of the brain, spinal cord, nerve cell or neuron. So this is very important for your exam. Okay, so the nervous system actually made up of the brain, spinal cord, nerve cell or neurons. Okay, so let us first study the structure of the functional unit of the nerve system is the neurons. Okay, so this is the structure of the neuron. This is the structure of neuron, and this is very important structure for your 5 marks question. This is very important structure for your 5 marks question. So this neuron is called the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. This neuron is called the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Okay, next thing is the human nervous system. So there are normally 2 parts of nervous system is there, cranial nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Okay, so what is the meaning of the cranial or central nervous system? The central nervous system actually consists of the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system actually consists of the cranial nerves arising from the brain and spinal nerves arising from the spinal cord. Just look at the structure. In the left side structure is the central nervous system. The central nervous system actually consists of the brain and the spinal cord. This is the spinal cord and this is the brain. Okay, the backbone is called the spinal cord and this is the brain. So this brain, and with the brain and spinal cord, one central nervous system is formed. And in the peripheral nervous system, it consists of the cranial nerves which arising from the brain and spinal nerves which arising from the spinal cord. So there are several nerves arising from the brain like the cranial nerves, and several nerves are there which arising from the spinal cord like the spinal nerves. So all those nerves actually consist together and form the peripheral nervous system. Okay, this is the parts of nervous system. This is the structure of the nervous system for your better understanding actually. So I have made this slide. So this is the 2 types of nervous system which present in our body, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So this central nervous system actually consists of the brain and spinal cord. So this is the brain, the upper portion of the body, the brain is there, and the spinal cord, this is the spinal cord. Okay, and the peripheral nervous system consists of the cranial nerves and the spinal nerves. Okay, so different kinds of nerves are there. So with the all the nerves, the peripheral nervous system is formed. Okay, so this is the last slide for today's class. In our next slide, we will discuss the neuron structure and function. So from this video, we came to know the first thing is the what is the meaning of the response, what is the meaning of the stimuli. Second one is the what is the meaning of the sensory organ, different kinds of the receptor, effector and the nerves and the parts of the nervous system. types of the nervous system. Okay, so in our next class we will discuss the neuron structure and function, and I hope this video will help you a lot for better understanding. Please go through this video, because each and every session, each and every part is connected with each other. So if you not go through this video properly, then you cannot understand the next part. Okay, so that's why please go through the video properly, and if you have any queries, ask me immediately. Thank you. Bye.